Hello everyone. So in this tutorial, I want to try something new. I want to something new how to show the techniques. So what I'm going to do is show you the result as I'm showing you right now, showing the result of the tutorial. I will explain very quick the node tree that this is basically a node tree. Oh well, let me open another Blender. Okay, and I'm going to explain how I baked or how I bake how I model it and bake it the maps that I need to create this metal texture kind of procedural. Okay, so this is like I use some procedural stuff and some non-procedural stuff. Well, anyway, I'm just going to show you how it works, and then you can look at the time lapse and see all the processes that I used to create this. Okay, so I modeled this. Okay, it's quite simple model. I bake it different stuff from here. Like you can watch the other tutorial materials, the other texture tutorial that I have on my channel, and and you can see how to bake all this stuff on 2.7 that I'm right now, but in 2.8 it should be possible to do soon. I had some problems with 2.8 because it kept crashing, but every day is more stable and more easy to work with. Okay, so yeah, this is still 2.78, but 2.79, sorry, and yeah, definitely you can use it. Cool. So I modeled this, I bake it, as I said, all the images that I need, and then if I go here, I can show you. Okay, so I created very simple models to show you how this texture work. Okay, like how it works, apply it to different material, to different objects. Okay. Okay, so for example here, why it's not working? Okay. So here I have the ambient occlusion. Okay, bake it. Here I have the height map. Keep saying that wrong. And this is the normal map. Okay, so I baked those from the 3D model, and those I use this information to generate. The rest is procedural. Okay, so let's take a look, for example, at the metallic color. Okay, so what I use is a UV unwrap. Okay, so I unwrap the models and I use a UV texture coordinates input, and then I connect that to the mapping, so I can have the same coordinate for everything. Okay, for the same textures and any other procedural textures. So for example, how can I ungroup stuff? Oh, it's hard to show this. So if I connect that there and this go, yep, and this, okay, so you can see this is procedural generated roughness for the metal. Okay, this is the roughness for the metal. What I use is a cell, Boronoid cells. Connect this one here, please. Thank you. Okay, so I use a Boronoid texture cells. Then I use a noise. I have two noises with different scale. Okay, so this one is a little bit smaller than this one, and I combine those. Okay, here, combine those noises with the mix node using the cells factor. Okay, so it have this. So every single. So this is how it works. Like this. What do they call it? Metal. What's the name? Well, this kind of metal, like when they cast those metals, it creates this kind of cells, metal cells, and those like have different texture. Okay, it's like a chunk of different pieces of metal all together. Like when the metal crystallizes, okay, when it gets cold. That's why galvanization, I think it's the name of the process. Well, it creates this effect anyway. So I'm using the cells too to create a color ramp, to create some color variation, and then I combine everything here and I create this. Okay, So then I use the ambient occlusion here. I tweak it a little bit with the color RAM, and I added to this color, okay, and I add a little bit of ambient occlusion. This is like a little bit red, okay. So I'm using that to create the base color, okay, base color of the metal. Then the paint color is just a color paint, okay. I also use the metal, combine it with the paint mask that I will show you now to adjust the roughness, okay. So the roughness, you can see, so the paint is a little bit darker than the metal part, okay. So I'm using this mask. This is the mask that it creates. Using these nodes, it creates this mask for the paint. And when you combine this color and this color, the color of the paint and this, you have this like metal floor that once was painted, but it's like the paint has been scratched, okay. The normal map is just connected to a normal map node and connected to the normal. Okay, so it creates this bump effect. If I disconnect this, it looks quite flat, obviously. So this helps a lot to generate the effect. What else? Okay, so in here, let me create another one. So, oops, this one will go to here. Okay, so if I go here, how I created this. So I connect this to the preview. I started with the noise. I combined the noise. Bring that closer. I combine that noise. Okay, so I have this noise. I combine that noise with the vector. Okay, so it creates some deformations on the. So if I increase that, you can see that is very weird. Let's leave it where it was before, something like that. You can kind of see this. So what this does is it deforms the Musgrave texture. Okay, so if I click that, it creates some weird variations. Okay, but this is like the paint scratched. Okay, so then I use the height map here. If I connect that there, so this is the way I invert it, and then I tweak it a little bit with the color RAM, and I use this factor to remove from the higher parts, to remove the paint. Okay, then it needs to be adjusted a little bit. So color RAM again to adjust the paint. Then there is another one that uses this is like to make sure that the top parts are clean. So this is combined here, and you can see it's much cleaner. And then there is a final color RAM that makes things more standard. Okay, like the paint, when you scratch the paint, it's quite sharp. Okay, sharp. So it's not like it's quite sharp. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you combine all these, you get this result. Okay, and yeah, this is how I created this metal floor texture. Kind of procedural. Okay, so you can now look at the template from. So I'm going to stop the description of the thing, the material, and you can look at the time lapse now if you're interested to see the entire process. Okay, for those who have stayed until the end of the tutorial, like here is the scene on EEVEE, and it's just amazing. It's not crashing now, so it's great. And yeah, you can see that I can change the paint amount, and it's very responsive. Actually, because I am recording now, it's a little bit less responsive, but without the camera recording was like smooth as like perfect, like you can really work with this. And yeah, it's it's amazing. It really is amazing. Looking forward to work all the time with 2.8. So here is the texture in 2.8 working. I just opened the scene on, I just downloaded the latest Blender 2.8 and opened the scene, changed the render to EEVEE, and it was working straight away. So yeah, great. Okay, thanks for watching the video, and see you next time.